Hi, welcome. I'm here back again. This time I'm going to read this book here, the Star Wars Saga. It does not include Rise of Skywalker. Right now I'm not ordering anything off Amazon for a while, but I'm planning on going on vacation. So I am going to be if you start watching this beginning of this vlog, I'm going to start mentioning you. Um, I really hope and I am still looking for a job, but YouTube, can I work for you so I can do most of these sort time vlogs? I'm not asking much in salary wise, so can you send me an email? Hopefully I'm going to start my self-employment. I was supposed to do this 2 years ago, but people weren't letting me doing it because I got too many distractions. A friend of mine wasn't acting like, so I've been having too many distractions. I just really wished that people would just like shut up. I just don't want nothing to do with no more distractions. So if I do sneeze, that's because I have allergy problems. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty soon. Oh, gosh, excuse me. So it's all because I know you want me to continue doing another vlog with another Christmas book, but that's gonna have to wait until when December comes back around again. I've been very busy with other stuff. Um, uh, if I know we're way overdue for a book club meeting soon, so but you know, if if, if you want to do one, I already have a couple books in mind. So I do apologize for the last video I got interrupted. Oh, if you're hearing noise above me, that is my so-called idiotic neighbor. If you guys start to know her, I'm not gonna mention her name. But if you know my upstairs neighbors, if you know them, please help my mother and I start taking action on these people. They're rude. She's rude in the morning. She's rude again at night. I'm not joking you. If you start hearing noise, that is a little 3-year-old little girl who's running around. Okay, I can't use her name in this vlog because if you start hearing noises above me, that is my upstairs neighbor. If you know her, please help my mother and I out. Take action. Them. If you want to talk to my other neighbors outside of here, that's fine with me. Just help us out. They need to be kicked out at some point. So I can't be too specific. So let's just not waste any more time. Let's get on with this. It is a very thick book. So I will be getting another Skywalker book. Now it will include 9. There is another one almost like this one. It doesn't include 9 either. It's Star Wars Who in the Galaxy. We can do a discussion of these characters anytime. Yeah, so and for Thomas and Friends lovers, we'll do a story of that sooner or later on. So let's just restart this book. Okay, here goes nothing. Let's just start off with the fundamentals. The prequel side. Once upon a time, in a galaxy far, far away, there was a desert planet by the name of Tatooine. It was the lonely place where long-necked rhinos, lengthy dewbacks, and furry bothas roamed the hot sands under the twin suns. Aliens and star pilots gathered and traded goods, or watched pie races. Small settlements while the Jawas tunded across the dunes of their own laboring sandwalkers, scavenging for droid parts. Tatooine was a quiet planet, largely ignored by the rest of the galaxy. Most of the beings there don't dare dream of galaxy life. Meanwhile, thus in the central world of Coruscant, the Galactic Senate, thirdly, government thousands of planets where the Jedi Knights of the Noble Jedi Order and active guardians of peace of justice. But when the greedy Trade Federation closed briefly the Galactic Senate, blockade by the magic planet of Naboo, with battleships Jedi Knights sent there to improvise. However, the Jedi was attempted revelations and shortly they have forced to make a daring escape, could return the Galactic Senate and report on the Trade Federation actions. Little did the Jedi know, and landing on the small sandy planet would change the fate of galaxy forever. That is the part of the queen. I don't think this whole time since I just read, I don't think that the opening claw that you watched. Keep a good eye on the lettering. It goes up fast, and I wish we could have the music in the background. That would be nice, but I don't think so. It's copyrighted. Anakin Skywalker lived on Tatooine all his life. He was just a young boy and hadn't been very long life, but he had felt was Anakin a slave. He had worked the junk shop with his mother, Schmidt. Now, if you notice why Schmidt wasn't really mentioned in the rest of the Star Wars, rest of the Skywalker franchise, it's because she already died in that second one. But we'll get to it sometime tomorrow night. So I'm gonna do this every single night until hopefully I get a job through YouTube. So hopefully I get a job from them. But one day something unusual happened. Three strangers showed up with their astro droid. They needed parts for their ship, and Hannigan's master Woodtoe, a flying blue alien with long, wrinkling nose, was always eager to make a deal with strange man from the party. Qui-Gon Jinn was brought bargain with Watto. Hannigan was left to watch the shop, meet other Outlanders, Floppy Ears, Gungan named Jar Jar Binks, a young woman named Padme. You know, that's because, if you're wondering why her Force Ghost, if you're all wondering why her Force Ghost never showed up in Return of the Jedi, I know there's other YouTubers probably made that happen, but um, I'm hoping Disney made it possible. I think we need a story about her too as well. How did she met before she met Hannigan, before she met anything? That she was the only one. If you're a Star Wars fan, if you have a theory why Padme's Force Ghost did not show up to Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi, um, I don't know. I had that feeling. So, are you an angel? Hannigan asked Padme, catching by her by surprise. I heard Deep Space Pals talk about them. They are the most beautiful creatures in the universe. Padme smiled reservedly, but Hannigan noticed she did not that she didn't deny being an angel. You're a funny little boy. How do you know so much? Hannigan's temper flattered with she would think of him. She couldn't be much older than him. He was mine, and he figured she was about 14. We're gonna have to watch if you wanted to watch the Phantom Menace, catch her age, okay? But I'm starting to believe she really was 14 in here. Maybe she really was 14, but comment down below how old you think she really was during the whole time Phantom Menace. So I listened to all the traders and pilots who come through here. I'm a pilot, he told her proudly, and someday I'm gonna fly away from this place. See, did that really happen? Yeah, that statement did come out of the movie too. See, Hannigan is over. Where Hannigan's not? Hannigan's not. Oh yeah, he's right here. Comment down below if you remember how Hannigan was during the whole time of Phantom Menace. If you know what, I already know the age, but I'm not gonna give that away. Hannigan dreamed of the freedom and adventure. Did that sound familiar? Let's go pause a minute. Remember when, if you go back to A New Hope, did that really sound familiar to Luke Skywalker from the New Hope from New Hope? And he had a lightsaber, a laser weapon of the Jedi Knights hidden under Qui-Gon Jinn's robe. So he was a man hungry to fog a deal with Watto. Hannigan invited the strangers to take him to shelter home. Dangerous sandstorm, but that was approaching. Young boy was very sure the Elf had come into his life for a reason, and he wasn't eager to see them go. See, if you're wondering, if you're a Star Wars fan, if you had varied questions, so in here it said that Padme was 14. Comment down below if you think that she was like older than that, but we all knew he was 9. If you think she was Padme Amidala was 14 throughout the Phantom Menace, look down below or send me a link to the Star Wars Explain-A-Ments. But yeah, let's just review this scene right here for a minute. Okay, Padme, did she really look like she's 14? Comment down below if you think so. Anakin Skywalker, we all knew he was 9 throughout the whole time of Phantom Menace, but nobody did not know how old she really was when she first appeared on Phantom Menace. But we know the actress herself probably late teens, like 18, 19. Hannigan introduced his friends to his mother. They showed Padme a protocol droid was building named C-3PO. Padme was impressed and called C-3PO perfect. But his asteroid was R2-D2. Laughed at the unfinished droid. Language beeps, so called him naked. My pots are showing he the confused particle droid. Oh my goodness. Over dinner, Hannigan watched Qui-Gon Jinn finally asking, You're Jedi Knight, aren't you? See, that's a question that everybody probably had an answer. So if you have links to the Phantom Menace Explain-A-Ment, put them down below so that way I can watch them and that way I could, or put a heart on them that you got them. Because I know that was a question that nobody ever asks Qui-Gon Jinn before. I know a lot of fan theories had that theory. So, what makes you think that, Qui-Gon Jinn? Qui-Gon Jinn replied, I saw your lasers. Only Jedis carry that kind of weapon. Qui-Gon looked amused. Perhaps I killed a Jedi and took it from him. Is that really the case that Qui-Gon Jinn made to Hannigan, or is he just covering up what he was trying to do? See, Jedi's had a lot of Jedi Knights do carry their own laser swords. I know. I watched Star Wars so many times, and every time I heard that statement, I don't know what Qui-Gon Jinn really meant by it. So comment down below if you know what Qui-Gon Jinn really tried to tell Hannigan. Maybe that Hannigan didn't quite get the whole tie-in hint, or maybe Hannigan, you know, it's like. And here's what Hannigan said. Hannigan shook his head. I don't think so. No one killed a Jedi. Now, how many times have you heard that statement from this kid before? How many times? Comment down below and see how many times you heard that. But if you watched the Revenge of the Sith, how many Jedi were killed? Well, if you watch that Phantom Menace, and you can figure out what Hannigan means by that. At that, Qui-Gon looked and said, I wish that were so. Then Hannigan told Qui-Gon Jinn a secret that he never told anyone before. I had a dream I was a Jedi and came back here and freed all the slaves. Will you come free us? Now, you see, do you know what kids are when they have dreams? Now, if you guys had dreams that you never told anybody before, comment down below and see why Hannigan wants to become a Jedi. Is this a real reason? Is this his path to become a Jedi, or he was just saying it so he could? Yeah, if you're wondering, if you know them, please comment down below if you do, so that way. And the old man couldn't quite meet Hannigan's eyes. No, I'm afraid not. And Hannigan didn't believe him. I think you have. What else you have been here? See, that's what everybody was probably. What else would they be there? Qui-Gon was paused for a moment and made a decision. I can see there's no fooling you, Hannigan. We're on our way to Coruscant on a very important mission. He and Padme explained the conflict between the horrible Galactic Senate and the greedy Trade Federation. The leader was the Trade Federation. Boswick Gunray was held in Naboo, Queen Amidala captive in her own place. If you watch The Phantom Menace, comment down below what you think why that the Trade Federation took over Naboo in the first place. Does it remind you of WW2? If so, comment down below and see what else is going on. Qui-Gon and his apprentice, Obi-Wan Kenobi, had rescued the Queen and escaped from Naboo. Padme was one of the Queen's handmaids, and Jar Jar was a fellow citizen of Naboo. They were all surrounded on Tatooine until they could repair. Queen Amidala's ship Watto had the parts that they needed, but they had no money to pay him. However, Hannigan knew there was one thing had come to the junk dealer. Couldn't resist. I bet the whole entire statement of Masaba ran on gambling. And the eraser handed to him. It's the fastest ever. There's a big race tomorrow on Boonton E. You can enter my pod. The prize money is what they put more than pay for the parts you need. I don't want you to race, Auntie, Schmidt said. Well, Shiver, it's awful. I know that's everybody's latest fear. Hannigan hated to make his mother worry, but he knew someone had to do the right thing. We have to help them, Mom. You said the biggest problem in the universe is nobody helps each other. That is mostly, I love the Phantom Menace much. That is mostly what Hannigan. If you're wondering, Hannigan does have a point. Let me know in the comment section. So how can he make her see how important it was? How much he felt like it was up to him to help. I'm sure Qui-Gon doesn't want to put your son in danger, Padme said gently. We'll find some other way. No, Auntie. Right. His mother looked down and heard words. There is no other way. He meant to help you. Hannigan was thrilled. His mother shared a strange look on Qui-Gon, but Qui-Gon did not say no. It is a yes, Hannigan asked eagerly. Words spoken needed to be real. That's a yes. See, if you got theories in mind, why did Qui-Gon Jinn look at Hannigan in the first place? It's in the movie. You'll get to know what I mean. The next day, Hannigan read in Watto's workshop, and sensed he helped that he never felt before. After his decision, Qui-Gon had to reach an agreement. If Hannigan wins the race, Qui-Gon could have the parts that he needed to fix the Queen's ship, what to keep his winnings and how if Anakin lost, for which he wouldn't. Qui-Gon gave the Queen's ship, Watto leaving Qui-Gon with nothing standing in party and Queen Amidala on Tatooine. It was a wonderful feeling for Anakin now as the Jedi had faith in him, but it was also humiliating that knowing that the fate with so many rested in his small shoulders. So you can tell in this picture, he's in the movie. Here, let me put it up a little bit. He's in the movie too many times. Let me know in the comments. Following morning, Anakin stood on his left side. The protector was looking sadly the next day, the race of the other racers. Slip up machine. It had cockpits and pilots which had pulled a long way big machines. Most humans couldn't think that negative quick way that Anakin seems to be special things. Sand was filled with bacteria, all flags, and people all over the galaxy were included most powerful gangsters of all race. The host slug-like Jabba the Hutt. Now, if you comment down below, if you watch Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus, let me know in the comments if that was. I saw a picture of. Let me just explain this, okay? Jabba the Hutt might be dead, but the Book of Boba Fett, I saw a picture of two Hutts. Comment down below and tell me if that was Jabba the Hutt's parents, because we never saw them in Return of the Jedi. The only one that has been mentioned in books was Jabba the Hutt's father, and it was after. So let me know what canon that Jabba the Hutt's father came from. But Anakin did not have any pretension distract him. He read his pod racer and prepared for his mind for an important race of his life. Jar Jar wished him well and left him to join Schmidt in the stands. Padme kissed him on the cheek, and only Qui-Gon was left. Remember, concentrate on the moment. Feel, don't think, trust your instincts. As he spoke, Jedi gave Anakin a significant look. The boy felt very older man no longer talking about the race. May the force be with you, Qui-Gon and referred to him mythical energy field. Created by all living things, the game the Jedi power beyond galaxy together. Anakin was himself turning the phase over his mind. Hung up in sands, Jabba spat out a gorged head against the gong, and the race began. Yeah, comment down below if you knew Jabba the Hutt's parents and what canon they really came from, because I'm sure. So here's Anakin's on one side, or it should have. Anakin fired out the engines, and his pod racer stalled out, and the other racers took thousands of people in the stands, laughed at him, and two-headed Trunks bowed. He heard he'd be hard to the pressers and catch up with the leaders now. Still, Anakin complete himself remained in haunted problem. There were fuel reactors open which caused the engines. How had that happened? So Baba Anakin thought it was dangerous because the drug producer hated to lose. The engines ignored and the already fuses exploded against the rocks. Anakin knew that many perils had producers. Anakin perhaps suffered crashes and watch on the other pod racers. Next to the explosion, some of the Tusken Raiders had aimed their guns on the desert cliffs. The shots were upon Anakin hauled away the boy, but the boy only moved closer in the front of the pack. and the lab having finally caught up with Sababa, who redeemed the Podracer with his own force. The boy had onto surface, and the ramp it was really gone back fired as Harrigan brought in to destroy the front of which Doug Podracer and Sababa did not like it that, so he tried every trick in the book. Harrigan knew it was right up and the final straight away, and Sababa shoved him again. With hard, the Power Racers began to attempt, and Hannigan remembered what Qui-Gon had said, completely had his mind focused on his task and handed off with a sudden, sudden thrust and pulled and the pod racer away. The pod was zoomed across the finish line and Doug's pod racer flatted into a halt. So you can see Hannigan's on one side, the pod racer, his pod racer's here. So see right here. This is kind of like what it was in the movie. See. Sorry, I just went inappropriate. Should have done it off camera, but don't tell anybody. Hannigan had won the race. Qui-Gon lifted the boy high. As Schmidt, Padme, and Jar Jar ran up to congratulate him. "Mom, I did it," Hannigan said bravely. "We owned everything up to Padme." Which, with the parts they needed to repair the ship, the Jedi would soon be leaving. But Qui-Gon returned Hannigan home once more, and he had sold the boy to his pod racer to give him the credit to Hannigan, who probably had handed him to his mother. And Qui-Gon Jinn told Hannigan something the young boy never thought he would ever hear. "You're no longer a slave." Hannigan was shocked. Qui-Gon worked out the deal with Watto for Hannigan's freedom. "Now you can make your dreams come true," his mother said before turning to Qui-Gon. "Will you take him with you? Is he to become a Jedi?" "Yes." Our meeting was not a coincidence. Nothing happens by accident. Hannigan's heart skipped beating. That this was his dream, that secret desire became a Jedi Knight. Travel against Galaxy, helping those in need. But having thought entered his mind. What about Mom? The Jedi looked silent. "I tried to feed your mother and auntie, but Watto wouldn't have it." Hannigan couldn't believe it. His mother had worked so hard to protect him, he could really just leave her. Something really had screwed up between Qui-Gon and Watto. The boy looked down, feeling tears picked up his eyes. All slaves were fitting, which is explosive. Schmidt left the planet. Without being freed, she would meet a swift, ugly end. She couldn't go with them. If not even Watto released her. Hannigan's mother was pulled close. "So many places here. My future is here. Time for you to let go." "I don't want things to change," Hannigan told her. With a soft wisdom, Schmidt replied, "You can't stop the change any more than you can stop the suns from setting." And she hugged him before returning around. "Now, hurry." And she told him, and he ran to his room and packed his bag and said goodbye to 3PO. Hannigan left home. Qui-Gon left his balance, and his mother's eyes filled with swallowed up inside. He ran back to her, and Schmidt dropped her arms and knees and hugged him. I can't do it, Mom. I just can't ever see you. Will I ever see you again? Why is it hard to tell you? He wasn't sure. I hope so. Yes, I guess. Then she smiled. Then we'll see each other again. Oh, I will come back for you, Mom. I promise. Schmidt stood, and now her brave. Now be brave, and don't look back. You know she has said that twice in the movie, but here it said once. She gave her son a gentle push, and Hannigan did exactly as she said, followed Qui-Gon Jinn, and didn't look back. It wasn't a long journey back to the ship. Qui-Gon and Hannigan approached a shiny cruiser. Hannigan realized it would never felt worse. Qui-Gon, sir, wait, I'm tired. And then Qui-Gon turned and gazed at Hannigan, and the blue eye dropped. Hannigan, drop! And then, hearing an alarm and the Jedi's voice and falling down cold Hannigan over sand and felt and ruffled hair and fear zoomed out overhead more concerns away. He looked into see the back-clear figure and flipped off the speeder and ran speeder with the lightsaber in his head and red blade, just as Qui-Gon made his own weapon. We all know who that is. That's Darth Maul. If you've seen the movie more than once, he didn't really die towards the end. The fight began as Hannigan rose off his feet and Qui-Gon shouted, "Go! Tell them to take off!" And as it sprang with lightsabers, Hannigan knew that he had one role to play. He ran towards the ship, and the red and green blades zipping and buzzing as they clashed behind him. They made him ramp up and told Padme and Qui-Gon Jinn said, in the cockpit, the Jedi ordered the pilot to take off, distracting him so he could flow low and lifted up into the air and ran Qui-Gon from Warrior, Bond into barely escaping with his vicious foe. What was it, a younger Jedi? Asked Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm not sure, but it was well trained in Jedi arts. My guess is it was after the Queen. What are we going to do about it? Asked Hannigan. We shall be patient, since Hannigan Gower meet Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hannigan shook the younger Jedi's hand and his blood flew internally into the air. Longer himself. Life is away from one-touch shop and already proving to be exciting and dangerous. I'm so excited for that Obi-Wan Kenobi show, because Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of my favorite Jedi. Hannigan shivered and ran to the ship. Long journey to Coruscant. He had some cold since the moment they lifted from Tanaway's atmosphere. Hannigan wasn't used to the black, chilly space. He saw Padme watching the hostage from the official back on Naboo. The man in the flickering blue. When Padme noticed Hannigan was watching her from the corner, she found a blanket and she tucked around the boy. You seem sad, Hannigan said. The queen is worried. Her people are suffering and dying. She must convene the Senate to being here. Or, I'm not sure what will happen. Hannigan pulled out a glisten hand carved from beneath his blanket. I made this for you, so you remember me. I carved it, the boy said. I'll bring you good fortune. Padme was touched by Hannigan's gift. It's beautiful, but I don't need this to remind you, Leia, she said and smiled. Many things would change over to capital enemy. My caring for you will remain. Anakin comforted Padme by words after Han lifted him to meet. It felt like she was kind, and he knew he could trust her. When Coruscant was viewed, Anakin was stunned by the planet covered by giant city, landed by a platform among clouds where the Queen's party was met. By the Senator and Supreme Council Valoran, and certain gray-haired from the Galactic Senate, Anakin was whisked away with Padme's Jar Jar Binks and an air taxi night apartment which is overlooked by the city, where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi reported back to the Jedi Temple. Later that day, Anakin was torn to meet the Jedi, but he wanted to say goodbye to Padme first. But he knew that if he became a student of the Jedi, he may never see his friend again. When he wanted to find her, but he found Queen Amidala instead. The Queen looked weary, with a large headdress, red robes, or an ornate makeup weighed on her Anakin overhead to Senator Palpatine, urging her to elect new Supreme Chancellor for the Senate, someone who might not let the Symphonic and Naboo right. Current leader, which is Supreme Chancellor Valoran, Anakin could tell that the Queen was torn about this decision. She told him that he had sent Padme on an errand. We are sure her heart goes with me. Queen assured that Anakin's own heart seems to sink inside his chest. He had missed his mother, and now he would miss Padme too. Comment down below if Coruscant was also in The Force Awakens, because also that would be. Anakin was taken before the Jedi High Council. A circle of 12 Jedi Masters gathered into the tower on top. Jedi Temple is the test Jedi Masters gave him, which is where righteousness and Anakin could feel powerful things. Concentration like a parable force. When Mace went to intense human man with retention gazed and asked him to name the objects appearing on the screen. He couldn't see Anakin felt like knowledge raised up, and he plunked information directly from the serious Jedi mind. Yoda's small green alien had a bald, wrinkled head and big ears eyed the boy. How feel you? Yoda asked the 300 small chins. Cold, sir, Anakin answered. Even the sun, since bathing into the room flaming shades of red and orange, Anakin felt as he would never know the warmth again. Afraid are you? No, sir. But Yoda knows better. See through you, we can, he said. Anakin shrugged sternly calm. He tried to ignore his fear. Of course, the Jedi would sense it. Mace leaned forward and mind you of your feelings. Your thoughts dwell on your mother, said Ki-Adi, Jedi Master with cone-shaped head. I missed her, Anakin amended. Yoda nodded. Afraid to lose her, I think. What has that got to do with anything, Hannigan said to Jedi. Hannigan asked with his shown his Jedi skill. He knows there's impressed what his feelings about his old life have to do with his Jedi future. Everything, Yoda said. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. You know that's still true? Comment down below. Hannigan tried to understand Yoda's words, but they are confused him. He only just landed on that new planet, and how can he forget his mother as so soon? As the Jedi Council considered him, he forced him to stand tall. I sense much fear in you, Yoda finally said, almost expostulatively. The Jedi exhausted Hannigan so they could relate it over his fate. Comment down below what Yoda really does mean by all of that. If you're wondering, is Grogu really a relation to Yoda? Comment down below. Subaru and our retailers volunteer and support charities all year long. And through the Subaru share the love. Later that night, Hannigan stood again in the Jedi Council chamber, but he was flanked by Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan. The Force is strong with him, continued to begin a kindly voice. He has been trained, he's been trained in? Qui-Gon asked. Mace Windu faced so hard. No, he will not be trained. Qui-Gon was surprised. No, he is too old. He is the chosen one. You must see it, Qui-Gon argued, referring to the old Jedi prophecy spoken who has bowed to the Force. Clouded this boy's future is, Yoda mused. Hannigan could feel Qui-Gon's hesitation. What the next are unexpected? I will train him then. He put his Jedi's hands heavily on Hannigan's shoulders. I take Hannigan as my Padawan learner. An apprentice you'll have, Qui-Gon, declared Obi-Wan's possible to take on a second. The code forbids it, Mace added. Young Skywalker's fate will be decided later. Yeah, Mace the Senate. Mace went on explaining the Senate has voted for a new chancellor, which could be a new leader to the Senate, and Queen Amidala's return home, which meant that conversation trade federation not only grow worse, the Jedi also contained the mistress black-figured rogue warrior who had protected Qui-Gon, might return Qui-Gon's change with his charge with the attack in company with the Queen of Naboo. The High Host discovering about the attacker. Hannigan and Qui-Gon. Hannigan bowed with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan left the room, but still uncertain of his destiny among the Jedi. It wasn't long before Hannigan sat on the platform with R2 waiting for the party from Naboo. He couldn't help overhearing Obi-Wan spoke with Qui-Gon with frustration. The boy is dangerous. They all sense it. Why can't you? Qui-Gon had at least that the rest recognized that Hannigan was listening. His fate was uncertain. He is not dangerous. The council decided Hannigan's future. When Hannigan told Qui-Gon he didn't want to be a problem, that Jedi assured him. You want to be Annie. I'm not allowed to train you, so I want you to watch me and be mindful. Always remember, your focus, Dramian's reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe. Even the haze that Hannigan was free, and he would soon be see a new planet. The Queen's ship was blasted into space and arrived into Naboo's system. After avoiding the droid control ship, landed in the rich green forest. Hannigan never seen any place so far alive. Trees, grass, vines, wildlife that's a rotten of color, sound. So, so their party waited beside the swamp for Jaja to contact his people. When Gungans returned from his visit into the underwater city to report the empty. Fortunately, Jaja knew that their secret place where the Gungans hid to avoid trouble. She had nothing to do with you. Well, why don't you help yourself out here? Tell us what happened. Get ahead of this. They found the Gungans in the forest. Around an ancient temple, a large frog-like leader called Bosnos was pleased to see Jar Jar Binks, who had been banished for past bad misadventures. But the Queen requested the alliance in something that took Anakin completely surprised. Padme, the handmaiden, stepped forward and announced that she was actually the Queen Amidala. By revealing her decoy and her destination to trust Basnasa showed him great difference. I ask for your help. Then she kneeled, and I beg you to help us. For a moment, Hannigan was sure that the Gungans would agree. Eventually, Basnas laughed and always sees himself as Naboo proudly emerged. Queen is immediately pleased. Must us likes this, he charted. Soon the Gungans, excuse me, soon the Gungans and humans working together to plan their next move. Amidal's loyal guard, Captain Panaka, told the Queen that she had not been beaten the Trade Foundation droid army, which was controlled by orbiting a command ship, that were also the source of the blockade. But Amidala revealed that she had battled just diversion to draw the droid army away from the cities. During the fight, Amidala forced her forces would sneak into the place where they captured the Tri-Federation leader. Without voice direct gunnery, the Tri-Federation will be lost and confused. As a part of the plan, Amidala would send out her pilots to disable the droid control ship floating near Naboo's, which is near the droid, unless there are many ways to the plan can fail. But Amidala had great confidence in her team. Does it sound familiar? See, this is what was circling around Naboo. If you remember that at the beginning of the movie, and this is what it looks like. Excuse me, my nose is also dry too as well. Exactly the first part of the plan was the Gungans sent out their soldiers into battle. Jar Jar and fellow Gungans marched into road animals calling Kanask's weapons. A bomba energy falls behind a large beast called Pranapsats and carry the energy in shields on their backs, and the big four-legged beast is a burden Bambas. The Gungans activate their giant shield. Generators protect the soldiers under the doom energy blasted bombs of the droid army translated against the purple tinted shields. It was very impressive to show of the force, and Hannigan wished he could watch them in battle. Instead, he went with Amidala and the Jedi to inflate the clouds and take the voice trade captive. No, Chief. I would never betray your confidence, even though I don't always agree with you. Boys, now let's be honest. Dry skin. It was strange in Hannigan to know that his friend Padme, excuse me, had always been a queen and a stranger. Still, for him to see her carrying, excuse me again, which Captain Panaka assured Hannigan the queen could be with great skill. Qui-Gon, however, concerned about Hannigan's safety. Once it gets instead finding a safe place to hide, he stayed there. After they blasted away into Pyle's hangar, and then ordered the pilots to get into their ships, Hannigan ran in there and trying to find somewhere safe. But no matter where he went, the blasters' bolts followed him. Amidala leaped into the ships and asteroids already in place, zoomed out of the hangar and then into the blue sky, into the blackness of space. When R2 suddenly pulled up into the starship, Hannigan realized that their ships that had shields, so he scrambled into the cockpit. Once all the ships are out, the hangar Amidala ordered the people to head for the throne room where Voice would be hiding. Hey, wait for me, Hannigan called. Stay where you are, Qui-Gon ordered him. You'll be safe there. So here is Hannigan hiding in there. But the door was placed open and a terrifying figure was revealed, a mysteriously black-robed warrior. We'll handle this, Qui-Gon said, strangling forward with Obi-Wan. Two Jedi shook off their outer cloaks and lightsabers, and Dark Warrior pulled out his hood and revealed his unharmed face had horns like a zerg hits and glowed bright black lightsabers. Amidala and the guards hurried off to continue their mission. Those deadly Drakus rolled and deployed their shields and started off. Hannigan watched as Amidala encounter was pinned down and unable to penetrate the droid's shields. We gotta do something, R2. Trying to shoot the droid's Hannigan. Accidentally powered up the ship and functioned. The ship rolled towards the hangar and the gun's control. Automated all three droid cars, allowing Amidala to escape. But Hannigan was in space, draining the ship's automatically drawn power helplessly towards battle. Surrounding one of their droids' ships, Hannigan flew Naboo style pipe, took an enemy fire around them, and fought and took place to control his own ship. He sensed that he could fly the ship himself, so he could make a difference in battle. R2 got to work, developing this function, and soon Hannigan's flying skills took over. He had learned Qui-Gon's instructions before his pod race. He had applied. Concentrate on the moment. Feel, don't think. Trust your instincts. When he listened to his instincts, it was through the ship's response into his every whim. See right here? Close to the end here. Suddenly, Hannigan's ship took a hit and it almost lost control. Hannigan barely managed to avoid catastrophic crash and has seen so far into a hangar of the droid control ship. Hannigan slid into the search and hurtled on the floor in the enemy hangar. All droids ran very fast in direction. Hannigan began pushing buttons and hopefully for a miracle. One of the long dark moments as the droids ran towards him and fell through his lost. From the flow now from from below him, Naboo, his friends would find no better. Amidala told her guards had been captured by the Trade Federation, frustrated opposed to, for the other way around. Out and on the battlefield, the Gungans were a nasty surprise. The droids' cannons in no effect, the Gungans' protected shields and droid army deployed thousands of individuals battle. The droids unfurled from their command ships, seriously reaching out blasters and towards the Gungan forces. Jaja looked nervously and encountered soldiers. A fellow Gungan said, "Ouch time!" Somehow the droids essentially walked through the protective shields completely. Unharmed, chaos interrupted, and underneath the domes and energy Gungans scrambled to fight back against the burst of blasters from the droid soldiers and whirling Triticars. But they tried. The Gungans might have no use. The droid army is getting restless. It wasn't long before it was ran the Gungan army has rounded into droid soldiers entirely. Meanwhile, between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and the black fear of mist had spilled out and hangar, generated complex warriors battle along dangerous catwalks down along hallways, and smite the forest and suddenly flickered off mask and impossible passes through. Jedi is fiercely and warrior lightsabers clashing against lightsabers. While three called on the force to keep their leap flipped over away from another, as through an edge sort of dangerous dance. At point Obi-Wan became separated from Qui-Gon. The Dark Warrior was kicked back from battle and the force field. Obi-Wan had no choice but to watch helplessly through his master commute. Bite and down, Qui-Gon Jinn was strong, but Zabrak and stronger filled with all anger. Fulfilled the dark power. Suddenly, the force field appeared between Qui-Gon and the red-faced warrior. Qui-Gon took a moment and kneeled and quietly mind, calling the force, while his opponent paced back and forth, eager to finish. When the force field between the two fizzled away, Obi-Wan watched in horror. Qui-Gon sprang and acting forever in swift slash dark flavor. As soon as the force in front of them disappeared, Obi-Wan ran forward, desperate to right terrible wrong that had occurred. He called on every ounce of his training and let himself guided by the light side of the force as spared with a dark foe even managed to slice apart the warrior's lightsaber and reducing his enemy's double-sided weapon is just one red energy blade. I got you. Follow your lead. In critical moments, Zerg Beck was released on the dark side of the Force, pushed Obi-Wan over the edge, wrecked her shaft. The Jedi's lost slaver was managed and grabbed his fixtures as stopped to fall. Obi-Wan sensed Qui-Gon's lightsabers nearby, calling on the Force. Jedi's leaped, wrecked her sin, and Qui-Gon flaked and also imagining limped over and jerked back directly deadly blow. The warrior scrambled towards the crafty shaft, plunging an unknown death. Obi-Wan Kenobi had triumphed his victory with a fancy his master was gone. In the droid control ship R2 overhead beat Hannigan and powered back up the life blaster, blowing up shields, and Hannigan fired and his instincts took over. Luckily for him, reacted. Thanks to Hannigan's series explosions linked the droid control ship, cutting off and then power, and the buoy zoomed out of the main hold. The Trade Federation command ship exploded in a shower of sparks. Down in Naboo, the droids froze in place. Without a command ship, the once dangerous robots no longer a threat. The Gungans had celebrated with a grandest cheer, and again using the Duke Queen as a diversion, Amidala captured the evil voice droid Gunray. Hannigan's Amidala's plan has succeeded. The Trade Federation's reign of terror is finally over. Here it is again. Here. Is that how long I've been recording? It should arrive to taking over the Trade Federation. Bryce Victory of Coruscant. Answer to repent. Also bought new Supreme Chancellor Glenn Bill Palpatine, who commanded Obi-Wan his first for his service and signed out Hannigan's face. Well, watch your career with great interest, young Skywalker, the old man said, patting Hannigan on the arm and making him very important to the Jedi Order. But excitement did not last for Hannigan. Learned that Qui-Gon has been killed by the Mrs. Warrior. The boy stood Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's funeral. Hannigan felt more lost than ever. What happened to me now? He asked. The Council granted me permission to train you. You will become a Jedi, I promise. Obi-Wan told him. But Hannigan gazed over the funeral, praying. He realized that being a Jedi was hard life, and often Hannigan was learning and ended too soon. Nearby, Yoda and Mace Windu quietly. There's no doubt that Mrs. Warrior was a Sith, referring to the dark secret of and used their primitive evil. He nodded. Always two there are, no more, no less. A master and an apprentice. What was destroyed? The master or the apprentice? They knew somewhere in the galaxy there was still a threat. Should have done some live stream for YouTube. See? Oh, final page. But there was always worry for another time. There was much to celebrate. First, the grand parade that was held in honor of Naboo's victory. Gungans bright uniforms marching through the city's streets, playing drums and horns. Ships zoomed overhead in the formation, and crowded with waved colorful pennants as graffiti rained over from the sky. Wearing just Jedi robes, Hannigan stood between between R2 and Obi-Wan, and along with the Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, Captain Panaka, and Queen Amidala, who wore her pale pink gown, looked like an angel Hannigan had once mistaken her for her. Amidala stepped forward and presented Boss Nassau and Jar Jar Binks with a globe of peace, symbolized opening conversations between humans and Gungans of Naboo. When Amidala turned and looked at Hannigan, swelled up with pride, returned her smile, and Hannigan would become a Jedi. Like his new friend, Queen Amidala would help spread peace throughout the galaxy. Okay, I'm going to put that down for now. Hopefully tomorrow we'll do Attack of the Clones. So comment down below what you think of this story. Sorry it was this long because I had to explain them it. So, and I'm sorry I had to do this. So please forgive me. So comment down below. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down if you're not a Star Wars fan. So see you next time for Storytime Vlog.